I'm a nice guy. Liquor in my cup, I gotta really toughen up. Yeah, nurse strap.
Hey YouTube, how are you? Manlykefresh here with another prediction video for WWE's latest pay-per-view, which will be called Stomping Ground, which takes place this Sunday on pay-per-view. So there's a few matches to cover in this pay-per-view. What are my opinions on this pay-per-view? You might ask. I personally think this pay-per-view is just a glorified TV event, basically. It's just another version of SmackDown and Raw. It can't be as bad as the last pay-per-view, Super Showdown in Saudi Arabia was abysmal. The worst match on the card to me personally would have been The Undertaker versus Goldberg. But anyway, enough of the past. Let's talk about the future. Let's talk about what's going to happen at this pay-per-view. So without further ado, let me go through the next matches, which are all going to be taking place this Sunday at Stomping Ground. The first match I'm going to cover, I believe, will be on the kickoff show, which will be Tony Nese defending his Cruiserweight Championship in a triple threat match against Akira, Tozawa and Drew Gulak. Tony Nese has been the Cruiserweight Champion since WrestleMania way back in April. He's been doing quite well. He's almost held the title just as long as Buddy Murphy did, who he beat at WrestleMania. I still believe WWE is still going to keep the championship on Tony Nese, so Tony Nese to win this match. So, the first of the two women's championship matches that will be taking place at Stomping Ground on Sunday will be Bayley, who is the current defending SmackDown Women's Champion, who will be going up against Raw's Alexa Bliss, who will be accompanied to the ring by Nikki Cross, who is also from Raw. Now, in case you guys have not been following WWE as of late and you're wondering, hey, why is a Raw superstar challenging for the SmackDown Women's Championship? So, here's what's happened. A couple of weeks ago, I think about maybe 5 weeks ago, good old Vinnie Mac came back to WWE and introduced a stupid rule called the wildcard rule. I believe this was a poor attempt to try and get ratings up in WWE following AEW's Double or Nothing pay-per-view, which broke records and it just put WWE on notice. Anyway, cut a long story short, Alexa Bliss is now challenging for the SmackDown Women's Championship, which kind of doesn't make sense as she's a Raw superstar. But nevertheless, I believe, based on how the storyline is going, where everyone is trying to inform Nikki that Alexa doesn't give a monkeys about her, Nikki Cross is probably going to, at some point, maybe either stab Alexa Bliss in the back, or maybe she tries to unintentionally get Bayley disqualified or whatever, I don't know. Or I just personally feel that Nikki Cross is going to have a huge factor in this match, which is probably going to lead to Alexa Bliss probably taking the fall and losing to Bayley, or is going to take a DQ. Either way, Bayley is going to win this match and retain her championship. And what the outcome of this match, I believe, will lead to a Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss feud somewhere down the line. The next match I would like to cover is the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, which is currently being held by Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan, the Planet Brothers, as I think they like to be called. And they were taking on the newest team from NXT, who came up a couple of months ago, in Heavy Machinery, in Tucker and Otis. Heavy Machinery are a very good team, and they've been tag teaming for quite a while now down in NXT. And when they came up to the main roster, I did believe they would get a good push, but unfortunately WWE, just like all of Triple H's great teams and superstars that come from NXT, just get abused by Vince McMahon when they come up to the main roster. But nevertheless, we have the Planet Champions, who I still can't believe are still holding leather straps after the whole Daniel Bryan Eco Championship angle. But nevertheless, that's a story for another day. I feel Eric Rowan and Daniel Bryan are not going to lose to Heavy Machinery, simply because of the fact that I feel Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan have got a lot to prove to WWE right now, and I think they're going to go a bit more further in keeping the belts on them. I think maybe Daniel Bryan and Rowan will probably try to keep the championship for a while, add a bit more prestige to the title, but unfortunately that also means that Tucker and Otis take the fall and just fall further and further into obscurity down the WWE Universe world. But nevertheless, Eric Rowan, Daniel Bryan to retain their SmackDown Tag Team Championships. And now we get to one of the two World Championship matches. So we have Seth Rollins defending his Universal Championship against, for crying out loud, Baron freaking Corbin again. And do you know what? Let me give Baron Corbin a little bit of a break, because the last match them two had at the last pay-per-view wasn't that bad. It wasn't great, but it was better. It was above average. So hopefully these two will deliver a good match. And also, this is supposed to be a special guest referee match, but if any of you were watching Raw and SmackDown this past week, we saw Seth Rollins taking a chair shot to every single person who wanted to step up and become special guest referee, whether that would be Elias, Eric Young, you name it, Shelton Benjamin, they all got chair shotted. Every single one of them took a blow from from Seth Rollins, sorry. So I'm going to make a very bold prediction here, and I'm going to say I personally think AJ Styles is going to be the referee for this match. And the reason why I say this is because if you cast back to Monday, the Good Brothers were taking on Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan. So when I mean the Good Brothers, I'm talking of Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Now, we all know Carl Anderson and AJ Styles are part of the Bullet Club, and those guys are possibly the best of friends, and they've carried on their friendship to WWE. If you saw AJ Styles look at the back of the monitor, he wasn't very happy with what was going on and how his teammates lost. Almost kind of a heelish kind of look. And AJ Styles has been gone for a while. Kayfabe wise, he was injured, but he actually went away to go and spend time with his family. So I feel at the last moment, not Eric Rowan, I don't know why I keep saying Eric Rowan, sorry guys. At the last moment, Seth Rollins and Baron Corbin are going to come out, and I believe AJ Styles is going to come out with a referee top. The match is obviously going to be focused mainly on the referee in the match and why the referee is there, but I believe the match could probably last about 8 minutes, where I believe AJ Styles will count Baron Corbin's shoulders to the floor and award Seth Rollins the match, meaning that Seth Rollins will retain his championship. However, I still believe, and I made this prediction back when AJ Styles and Seth Rollins faced back in May sometime, that I said that those two are going to have a fight and AJ Styles are going to turn heel. And I feel that AJ Styles, this is the time for AJ Styles to turn heel. After he's pinned Baron Corbin down to the mat and has awarded the match just to Seth Rollins, Seth Rollins is going to have his hand raised as the retaining Universal Champion, and AJ Styles is going to attack him, and that's going to lead to another feud between these two. So AJ Styles is going to count the match, and Seth Rollins is going to win the match, and AJ Styles is going to stab him in the back, attack him, which probably also lead to a triple faction going on right now. So you have the Good Brothers and AJ Styles running riot in WWE. So probably, I don't know, a new version of the Shield, probably. So yeah, Seth Rollins to win. And we have a tag team match with 2 days of the New Day in Xavier Woods and Big E taking on Canadia's best in WWE, as I like to call them, because they are two of the two Canadians in WWE that are the best in WWE right now, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Now, I don't know whether this is a good idea having this match put together, because obviously the problem is with this match is all four of these guys right now should be better positioned on the card than they are. It's quite obvious the New Day is taking back seat to Kofi Kingston right now, because Kofi Kingston is the WWE champion. Now, having said that, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens have also taken a back seat. In fact, ever since they came to the main roster, they've not been pushed the way they should be. Even when Kevin Owens became Universal Champion back in 2017, I believe, or 2016, I can't remember. Anyway, back in 2016, actually, it was after Finn Balor injured himself, that was correct. 2016, when Kevin Owens became Universal Champion, him and Sami Zayn have literally just been obscure in the whole of the universe. So I think in this match, based on what has been going on, and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have been beating up and attacking everyone, and have been kind of like being two-faced individuals as they always are, I feel the New Day is going to win this match. Xavier Woods is obviously looking to get redemption after what happened to him. Big E got injured by the hands of Kevin Owens around WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania. So Kevin Owens is generally a target right now by the New Day, and I feel like this is probably where the rivalry is going to come to an end before Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens hopefully move on to a better storyline and hopefully get a better push. So the New Day to win this match. And we have the United States Championship up for grabs at Stomping Ground. The champion Samoa Joe will be defending his championship against the number one contender Ricochet. Ricochet won the rights to becoming number one contender this past Monday on Raw after he won, I believe it was a fatal 5-way, I think it was. Was it a fatal 5-way or was it a 5-man elimination match? I can't remember. But nevertheless, Ricochet won the match and he gets the right to challenge Joe. Now, another problem that I have with this match is Samoa Joe and Ricochet are two of the best athletes in WWE. Both of them have not been utilised in the way they should have been. Now, Samoa Joe has just been losing matches left, right and centre. And he only got the Universal Championship back from Rey Mysterio because Rey Mysterio was injured, and there was some controversy over his win a couple of months ago when he beat Samoa Joe for the championship, but his shoulders weren't on the floor. In Ricochet's case, Ricochet was a North American champion in NXT. He came to the main roster. Him and Aleister Black were doing absolutely fantastic in the main roster when they first came up, especially when the fact they were just actual call-ups, not actual main event stars at the time. Now Ricochet has just been put on the main roster. He's not really been pushed as well as he could have been. He's slowly but surely falling into the land of obscurity. And this match is not really a win-win for any one of them. It's a lose-lose in both directions. I don't think, in terms of how people perceive Samoa Joe should be more of a monster heel. He should be able to beat anyone. And him beating Ricochet is not really an achievement. And Ricochet beating Samoa Joe for the United States Championship is also a kick in the teeth towards Ricochet, because Ricochet now will just be ending up being just one of those guys that just jobs to all the main eventers from NXT. But unfortunately, I hate to say it, I think because of what's been going on with Samoa Joe's character and everything that he's gone through trying to win and retain the United States Championship, I feel Samoa Joe is going to retain his championship in this match. So Samoa Joe to win and retain the United States Championship belt. And as that nincompoop Michael Cole will say, here's the big dog. The big dog is in Roman Reigns, taking on Drew McIntyre for the 1000th time this year. No pun intended, but this match is literally dog food. Literally, it's crap now. Like, no one wants to see this match anymore. Like, as much as I can see WWE has managed to get Roman Reigns over, and let's be face facts, Roman Reigns got over with the fans because he just battled leukemia and was able to fight it, which was good for him. But now we have the situation now. Roman Reigns is now being shoved down our throats more than ever, and Drew McIntyre, who was supposed to be the guy that was supposed to be shining bright this time around upon his return to WWE, has now become another jobber. So I don't know if Roman Reigns will beat Drew McIntyre cleanly, but I do believe Shane McMahon and Elias are going to have something to say about what Roman did this past Raw. Roman Reigns beat the living hell out of Drew McIntyre by putting him through a table in the VIP room, and he chased Shane McMahon to the ring, gave him a Superman punch and speared him for a knockout in the ring. So I don't know whether Roman Reigns will win this match or whether it will be Drew McIntyre, but all I know is I don't want to see this match again. So just for the sake of it, because Roman lost his match last pay-per-view to Shane McMahon, because of this man, I think Roman's going to get the win, which I hope he doesn't, but I do believe Roman's going to get the win, which will mean that this rivalry hopefully will come to an end and we won't see Roman Reigns on Raw ever again. And then Drew McIntyre can hopefully go into another feud and somehow try and get his way back up into the title hunt. And we have the second Women's Championship match, which is now the Raw Women's Championship, which will be Becky Lynch defending her championship against the Southern Lass, Lacey Evans. Now, I said this on numerous times before, I'm actually impressed with Lacey Evans' development so far. They've pushed her hard, and she's actually come out as not a great wrestler, but she's a decent wrestler. But now we're at a problem now. So the problem is on one hand you have the man in Becky Lynch, who has been a good champion, but on the other hand you have a strong contender in Lacey Evans. On the current Raw roster, there really isn't anyone. No, it's not that there isn't anyone credible, but there isn't anyone who is at level that they should be in terms of championship or contendership material, because they've all either been jobbed or they're in other feuds or whatnot. So I think personally, out of all the championships that are going to be defended tonight, I think this one is going to Lacey Evans. I think Lacey Evans is going to win the Raw Women's Championship either by disqualification due to interference from Charlotte, because Charlotte's not on this card by what I've noticed, or it could be just down to the fact that she bested the man, in a clean victory. I don't think Lacey Evans will hold the title for long, but I do believe if she is to win, she's going to win the Women's Championship at this match. And if she doesn't win this match, then let's just say Lacey Evans' career was over before it began, because we all know what's going to happen. She's going to be in the land of mediocrity with the likes of Dana Brooke and all of the other people that job to all the main superstars. So Lacey Evans to win. And just like Seth Rollins, who will be taking on Baron Corbin, We also have Ziggler, who will be taking on the WWE Champion for the WWE Championship. So both matches are repeat matches from the last pay-per-view Super Showdown, but Ziggler and Kofi Kingston, to me personally, did a really good job on that pay-per-view. They delivered. They didn't deliver a great match like WrestleMania, where like it was supposed to be, but for the card itself, where the card was so bad, they delivered quite well. So in this steel cage match, I think this will be the final outing of Kofi and Ziggler. Unfortunately, I don't think Ziggler is going to win this match for two reasons. One, I think Ziggler was just there just to help Kofi have someone to fight, and also what's his name? Ziggler is a Raw superstar. People forgot. Don't know if anyone remembered this, but last time we checked, Ziggler belonged to Monday Night Raw. So Kofi Kingston, I do also believe, he's probably got a rivalry going on somewhere soon with the best in the world, Shane McMahon. So I don't think Kofi's going to lose his championship just yet. So for now, Kofi Kingston is going to retain his WWE Championship. And last but not least, will Brock Lesnar cash in his Money in the Bank contract on either the Universal Champion or the WWE Champion after, during or before the match? And I personally think the answer to that question is an emphatic hail to the beep 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 no. I don't think Brock Lesnar's even going to be at the pay-per-view, let alone even try to cash in. I mean, this type of pay-per-view I don't think is above Brock Lesnar. This is beneath Brock Lesnar as far as he's concerned. Brock Lesnar will probably hold the Money in the Bank contract until maybe SummerSlam or Survivor Series. I think Paul Heyman will be there to try and add a little bit of a twist to it to make it seem like he's there, but there will be no Brock Lesnar cash-in tonight. So after a grueling 24 minutes of chatting on this video, I do apologise, ladies and gentlemen, for the length of this video. We've reached the end of my prediction. Thank God for that. Like, this card wasn't as bad as Super Showdown in Saudi Arabia, but it ain't the greatest. I mean, this is just a glorified house show basically. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you could do me the great honour of liking, subscribing and hitting the notification bell on my video, so you can be updated of any future projects that I have coming forward moving along. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you take care of yourself, enjoy the pay-per-view, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bad girl, I'm a nice guy. Liquor in my cup, I gotta really toughen up. Yeah, nurse strap.